Snake Cinema Podcast, stepping in. Your one-stop review, let it sink in. Hip-hop vibes, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around.
What it do, what it do. Welcome to another episode of Snake Cinema Podcast. I am your host, Prince Elias, and I appreciate y'all. I am live from the Airbnb here in Orlando. Man, man. Let me make sure I can see myself. Let me make sure I can hear myself because y'all know Eve Leon Monks be playing with me. Let me make sure. Oh, there I go. Yep, I'm good now. Okay. So, I am coming live from Orlando, Florida at the Airbnb. Nice little cozy studio spot. I love it. Might book it again when I come back in the future. But over the weekend, I'm here because of a race, Run Disney running. I did the 10K. It was a great time. This is the big marathon weekend. As you can see in my hat, it's the biggest weekend of Run Disney, the biggest weekend of the season. It really kicks off the season, technically. But yeah, got my running hat with Mickey on there. But I did the 10K. Now, the thing about these races is that there are four big races. There's the 5K, the 10K, half, and the full. And they have two different challenges. One is the Goofy Challenge. So if you run the half marathon and the full, you get an extra Goofy medal on top of the two medals you're supposed to get for those two races. But a lot of people, and when I say a lot, I mean thousands of people, big, small, black, white, it don't matter, old, young, they attempt, and most of them succeed. Now, some don't, but they attempt the Dopey Challenge. Dopey from Snow White and the Seven Doors. And the reason why it's called the Dopey Challenge because you really got to be a little crazy and a little dopey to do it. That's when you're running the 5K on Thursday, the 10K on Friday, the half marathon this morning on Saturday, and the full marathon on Sunday. And that is 4 consecutive days back to back nonstop. You're waking up at 3 a.m. every morning to do all four races so you can get an additional dopey medal. And I think they give you the goofy medal. You pretty much get all the medals when you complete all four races. And man, I commend anybody who signed up for dope because I just did the 10K. But I commend anybody because that is a total of 48.8 or point 0.6 miles all together. And someone has said on threads, it's crazy that mileage wise, when you think of miles, not races, because when you do the 5K and the 10K, people are like, okay, we're halfway there. We just got two more races and we're halfway done. But when it comes to mileage, you're not halfway there until I think mile one or two of the full marathon on Sunday. You don't even reach the halfway point in mileage. So shout out to everybody who's running dopey. Shout out to everybody who's running goofy. Shout out to everybody who's running period because baby, I did a 10K and that was rough. That was rough. And there were people bigger than me on the course. There were people older than me. Some had like real physical ailments, like with walkers, or they had like a service dog with them. Some were blind, like legally blind, and they had to have a walking aid with them. I commend everybody. So congratulations to everybody who ran this weekend, whether you did one race, two races, all of them, it don't matter. We did the damn thing. And I am so inspired and proud of myself because I I did it. I did it. I was so afraid when I did. For those who've been following me around, I ran last year in April, the springtime surprise. That's their spring race here at Disney. And I did the 5K, no problem. Everything was great. But I attempted to do the 10 miler the next day, and I got swept for. I was hurting. I had an ankle injury. I was in pain. And I kept going up until security told me that I'm way too slow. I can't, they won't let me finish the course. And so I got swept on that race, and I redeemed myself. Not only did I redeem myself and not get swept, and I had to get the picture printed because this is going to be a memory for me forever. I was the final finisher, the very last runner to go across the finish line. And Disney being Disney, they gave me fireworks and confetti and everything as if I was the first. And the announcers was like, "You did it. You are the final finisher of the 10K." So I got a picture of me going across the finish line with the confetti behind me. They actually, the photo pass photographers took pictures of that moment from all angles, from above, from the right, from the left. Like so many photographers was out there at the finish line, and they all captured. I got like over 100 photos, and half of it was that moment. And I truly, truly want to thank Run Disney, want to thank the announcers, want to thank the volunteers, the cast members, everybody, and also thank the community because even as people were passing me on the race, the security, the sweet, everybody was like encouraging me, talking about keep going, you can do it, you're almost there. Um, there are some people called the balloon ladies, and these people are the pacers that keep the minimum requirement because you're required to run or walk 15 minutes per mile. And the balloon ladies are just a representation. They are the pacers of the race. So if they walk past you, because they're not running, they're walking the entire time. If they walk past you, um, you got to keep up with them, otherwise you will get swept. Well, by the time they walk past me after mile 5, almost at mile 6, we were almost at the finish line. Like where the big ball at Epcot is, I got a picture of it. Where this big ball is at the front of the park, you go around that ball up front where this picture is taken, and you go off to the side backstage to the left side of it to get to the finish line. So I was almost there. The balloon ladies walked past me at this ball, and I started to have a panic attack. But the sweepers, the people, the official security, or people that tell you you got to get off course, they said you're safe. You don't got to panic. You're safe because you're almost there. And they encouraged me. They gave me an extra boost. They rode with me all the way up there, and I am eternally grateful that I did not get swept. And this was a very, very, I know it's cliche, but it was a very, very magical moment. I cried a lot yesterday. I cried at the finish line. I cried when I gave me my medal. And even later on that day, when I made the post on my threads and in the Facebook group, the Run Disney Facebook group, official group, when I tell you those posts blew up, like, and everybody was encouraging me and congratulating me on threads. This morning I woke up and I looked at threads, and it that one thread got over 2,000 views. I mean likes. No, 2,000 views, like almost 1,000 likes. Like I think the last time I checked it was like 77 comments, and one of the comments that popped up in my notifications was the host, the new host of the Reading Rainbow on PBS, congratulating me. And I was like, I almost dropped my phone. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what the world? Like, oh my gosh, is this real life? Like, what the heck happened? But anyways, thank you everybody. I did vlog everything. It's gonna be on my second channel, Shed Yourself Vlogs. So be on the lookout for that. I'll try to edit most of it today since I'm not going to the theme parks or anything. But it will be posted sometime next week. But Thank you to everybody. Thank you to the running community, but also thank you guys here in the reptile community because y'all been encouraging me since before I got on the plane to come to Orlando. Y'all had my back. Y'all been wishing me luck and wishing me well and cheering me on virtually. And so thank you to everybody. Thank you to ENT, Orlando and Terrell. I love y'all for my little gift. Thank you to everybody. Thank you everybody. The running community, the reptile community, y'all are amazing. Let me stop talking. I've been talking long enough, but we will chat about that on my fitness channel, Shed Yourself Vlogs. Let's talk to the Chizzy Chats because the comments are popping. Let's see who was first. Oh shit, we got Eric B. Thank you. Smash, subscribe, hit the like notification, all that shit. Thank you, thank you. Good morning, Eric. No Rakizi. Your ENT, Orlando and Terrell. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. Oh, y'all made it home. Good, good. Y'all usually be on the roads. I'm glad y'all at his house. Mitzi, thanks for tapping in. And Parker. What up, Parker? Good morning. Christopher, thank you for tapping in. I appreciate you. Appreciate all y'all. Hey, this might start some wars. I ain't gonna lie. This list might start some wars. I'm gonna have to do a disclaimer on this podcast. This list stressed me out so much that once I did it, I didn't even look back at it. I don't even know what all I put. Oh god. AA run number 3. Thanks for tapping in. Batter up, running that mail. Never mind running the patch. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Yo, Bear, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you, brother. Sammy, the Pink Panther, thank you for tapping in. Appreciate you. Mm. Yeah, I'll be posting more. I'll be posting more videos. I did take some videos on my phone, so I'll be posting them on Instagram, Sammy, so everybody can see. I gotta consolidate everything because it's a lot. But yes, I did. There are plenty of videos to coming soon. Let's see. But yeah, oh Sam, if you want to see the medals and stuff, I can show you mine that I earned, but all the medals of every race, including the challenges, they're on rundisney.com on Instagram. They've been posting all weekend. But give me 1 second, I'll grab my medal that I got. All right, so every medal, every race has different character mascots. So the 5K is Pluto, the dog. The 10K is Chip and Dale, the chipmunks. Um, the half marathon is Donald Duck and Daisy, and the full marathon is Mickey and Minnie. And then of course the Goofy challenge for those who run the half marathon and the full marathon is Goofy, and the Dopey is Dopey on the 7 miles train with all the medals. But this is what I got. Chip and Dale. And this theme this year, they have different themes every year. Last year, I wish I did last year, was the collegiate college theme. So everything looked like college teams or sports, which was real cool and real dope. They had like Letterman jackets and things like that. But this one was What is Your Story? So on the back, it says, What's your story? And so each race, the theme was different storybook genres. So the 5K was sci-fi, space with Pluto. This one is mystery. So that's why Chip and Dale got look like Sherlock or whatever. They had every character that was out on the race so that you could take pictures with were like some sort of detective. A lot of people were dressing up like Inspector Gadget and all this other stuff. So anything detective or mystery related was on this course. The half marathon was romance. So Donald and Daisy, anything that got to do with couples and love and stuff like that. And then the last one, the full marathon, is adventure, slaying the dragon, knights, kings, and stuff like that. So every year is a different theme. And so that was the year, what's your story? And so my story of the 10K is the mystery. So with Chip and Dale. So yeah. But any other medals you want to see from Run Disney is on their Instagram, Run Disney, on Instagram. They've been posting all weekend. Yeah, but thanks for access, Sammy. Yep, that's the medal. And I love it. I'm gonna go take some pictures with Chip and Dale later on today somewhere in the parks. I'm gonna go find a bus. Not the parks, the expo or the hotel or the resorts, because sometimes you can meet characters at the resorts. Father Dunn, thanks for tapping in. You already know. TJ, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Tommy, thanks for tapping in. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Let me make sure I don't miss nobody. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure I don't miss anybody new. Got us over here tearing out. I've been crying all fucking day yesterday. Like it was crazy. All the love I've been getting. Aw. DJ, thanks for tapping in. Safe on the road. Be safe on the road, DJ. DJ gone to Memphis while I'm not even there to pick up a package from my mentor, pick up some steak racks. So congratulations. Please be safe driving. Get back to Atlanta safe, and thank you for helping my mentors out with moving some of that stuff. So appreciate you, bro. Listen. Yeah, it's okay to cry. We've been shedding thug tears. It's okay to shed a little thug tear. Oh, uh, let's see. Kyle, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. You got the best podcast. You about to figure out. Calm your titties. Calm your titties. You ain't got none but time. You on the road. You can wait and listen. Ah, currently in Mississippi here. Okay, okay. You're not that far. You're not that far. It's okay, Orlando. I might cry again today. I'm all for wars. Y'all crazy. What up, Jeff? Thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Hey, Parker. Oh, I love that little kid. Okay, let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. I appreciate y'all. Santos, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. All right, I caught up. Okay, so let me go ahead and do my disclaimer. This norm in the past 2 years, maybe 3 years. No, 2 years. I've been doing the podcast. Past 3 year, 2 years, I've been separating my favorite reptile podcast with everybody else. This year, I'm sorry, I'm tired, I'm lazy. I didn't feel like doing 5 episodes of the best of list, so we're consolidating my best reptiles and my best non-reptile podcast together. If you did not make this list, that does not mean I don't like your show. That does not mean I don't love you. That does not mean I don't watch your show. This was a very, very hard fucking list to do. It was so hard that I had to do honorable mentions. So, yes, I am giving you the top 10, but technically I'm giving you 15 plus. Um, so just don't be mad, but if I kept trying to get everybody who has a podcast in the reptile space on this list, we would be all day, and none of us got all day. So just know that it's all love, no hate, no shade. But this was a tough list. We're doing reptile podcasts, we're doing political podcasts, we're doing black culture, we're doing music, we're doing movies, we're doing a whole gambit true crime. Cause I'm sorry, y'all. When I'm not watching or listening to y'all shows, I probably listen to a murder mystery podcast or something like that. So, uh, look, sorry, not sorry. Don't take it to heart. Don't let your ego drive you away and be like, I can't stand Elias. Look, it's all love. I did the best I could to get as many people on this list as I could. However, let's keep it real. These are the people who are on this list that I mentioned are the people who kept me either entertained or educated or both the whole entire year, as well as, I don't miss the episode, especially the top 10. The top 10, I don't miss any episodes of their shows. If you go back through my history of YouTube, if YouTube keeps up with that, I've been watching a lot of these folks like every single episode. And some podcasts in the top 10 drop more than one episode a week. So, look, I did I did the best I could. Okay, no more disclaimers. If you get mad, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's no fault of you why you didn't make the list. It's just that this was a tough fucking list. Bear, shut the fuck up. Talk about short people making excuses. I'm not stunning you, Bear. I'm not stunning you, Bear. It is what it is, exactly. Anyways, all right. So let me go ahead and find that screen to share. Y'all know how it is with the Elon Mucks. Share screen. Add to scene. Booyah, baby! All right, so let me make this bigger. Nope, that ain't it. Not you. You, get over here. Bam, there we go. All right. So now that I have this situated and I can still see myself on the screen, let's break down the best podcasts of 2025 based on my personal opinion. The podcast that kept me entertained. First, we're going to knock out the honorable mentions. Let's see. Because I do still recommend these shows and I like everybody, even though they didn't make the 15 or top 10 list, I still recommend and think everybody should give them a watch if they haven't. So, let's see. Bam. Honorable mentions. Let's start at the top. Left corner, my left. We have A Proper Cup of Joe, hosted by Adam at Proper Royals and his best friend Joe. I watch this show religiously every Thursday morning on my way to work. And it's just them shooting the shits. Use the premise of the show mainly is Joe is not a reptile person, don't know anything about reptiles. And so he pretty much asks Adam all the questions about breeding, the questions about snakes, husbandry. So it's basically you got an expert and you got a person who don't know shit about shit, but it's such a great dynamic. These two are amazing together. And I really do enjoy supporting and watching their show. It's so good. And Adam is a good dude. I met him in person at Schaumburg, I believe, a couple of years ago. And dope dude, love and support him. So had to bring him up, and he do has his own show on Wednesdays as well. So no, Tuesdays as well. So check out Adam at Proper Royals, watch his shows. He's a great dude. All right, next to him, I have Blurred Without Fear. It's pretty much a comic book, nerd culture, but from a black perspective. He reviews a lot of things on his podcast. He reviews actual comic books, not just comic book movies, but he will do comic book movies. He will talk about recent nerd culture events. He'll if there's a Marvel movie out or a DC movie out, he's definitely going to review that. But mainly, he focuses on actual comics, actual mangas, actual books that you can go out and buy and read. And I really do enjoy that. He is such a dope dude. He has several co-hosts that come hop on too, or guests. He even interviews writers, like actual comic book writers. And so he keeps me entertained. And I highly recommend Blurred Without Fear. His channel is amazing. Let's see. Then we have, of course, right here, Joe Budden podcast. If you black, if you listen to rap, if you listen to hip hop, you know who Joe Budden is. He can be a very problematic dude. He can be an a-hole. He's not perfect, but he is hella entertaining. And I may not agree with everything on him, but or anything that he says, like his hot takes, and some stuff I do agree with. But when it comes to the music business, when it comes to even podcasting world, when he drops gems on how to navigate and be an independent artist, or being someone who was on a major label, then went independent and then blew up into podcasting and become like one of the biggest podcasters in the world, not just in black culture but in general. I tap in. And Joe is, like I said, he's hella entertaining. He has like 6 hosts. It's so many people on his show, but it's a funny, entertaining, great dynamic, and I do love watching those videos. Even when he gets problematic and I don't agree with certain stuff that he says or does, it's like whatever. He's like the old uncle that, you be like, man, shut the fuck up, but at the same time, you still love hanging out with him. That's Joe Budden in a nutshell. So I do like and listen to his podcast or watch on YouTube every now and then. Of course, under that, I got us, the squad. We are now an award-winning show for thanks to Wiz. The squad. It is the Shenanigans podcast. Now, the only reason why it didn't make top 10 is because we wasn't on long this year in 2025. We took a long hiatus and then we came back. We made a comeback, but we had to take a break, and I'm glad that we're back. At the end of the day, I'm glad we're back every Thursday, and I love my crew, I love my squad, and it's hella entertaining. But yeah, that I had to put us on. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not sorry. We deserve it because we're an award-winning podcast, so we deserve the list. Then next up on the side, we have KG from Bomb Projects. Now he did this show with Jaffe for a minute, but I think Jaffe stepped back. But it is the show and sale show that they have on their Instagram live every Wednesday. Sorry, I my mind drew a blank. Every Wednesday, and I love you, KG. Very entertaining, amazing show, very educational. You are a great host and a great interviewer. But man, I wish you would not have these episodes deleted. Put this shit on YouTube. We need this. We need this type of content on YouTube. But I get it. I mean, you still get the views, you still get the likes, the looks, everything. Every Wednesday, people tapped in and tuned in, including my ass. But I just wish there were so many epic, amazing episodes in 2025. I wish I can go back and watch, but I can't because you delete them after the show. Anyways, love you, old mine. You had to be put on this list anyways because I highly recommend it. So if you want to watch the shows live before they get deleted, go to Bomb Projects on Instagram and tune in every Wednesday on their Instagram to watch the live. Great, great, great show. Then under them, I have Waving the Red Flag podcast. Now this podcast, I want to say one of the hosts, maybe two of the hosts are millennials, but one is definitely Gen Z. But, anyways, when it comes to younger black men giving their opinions on certain topics, whether it's culturally, politically, dating, um, getting these three young men's perspectives on so many things in life as young millennials and Gen Z black men. I truly appreciate their opinions. I agree with some, disagree with others, but that's the human experience you're gonna have there. But they're not toxic. They're not the manosphere. They're not red pill. They're not, oh, women are devils or people are evil. No, they don't do all that fear mongering. No, they just real young men talking about their experiences and their opinions on certain things, and it's really really good and really really educational. So shout out to what, and they can get silly when they can talk about some pop culture and dumb shit, and it gets funny, but I really do enjoy them. They're very entertaining. So Waving the Red Flag on YouTube and also on like Apple and Spotify stuff. Tap in, listen to their podcast. Very, very good. Then down here at the bottom in the middle, we have Reptiles with Podcast. Now these three young men, they talk from different perspectives. They don't just talk from like breeders. Now, one of the hosts is a breeder. He breeds tortoises and he breeds some ball pythons and stuff like that. But his co-host, Chucky, works at a animal rescue in Florida, a zoo, I believe, like an alligator type thing. But he's also a herper. And his other host, I believe, he's also a herper and by working biologist or biology. I forgot their backgrounds, but they come and talk about different topics from the reptile hobby from so many different perspectives, and I appreciate and love that. They don't just sit and talk about breeding and morph market and say, I mean, they'll mention it, they'll talk about it, and when they go to like reptile shows, they'll interview other breeders. They do have those. I love those reptile shows episodes. But sometimes they sit and talk about conservation and talk about the real world implications of what we're doing to the animals out in the wild. And I really, really appreciate all three perspectives, and I love them. So, Reptiles with Podcast, tap in. If you haven't been watching them or you don't know anything about them, please go and watch that show. I really do love and appreciate all walks of life in this reptile hobby and all perspectives, because, and they might not always be right. They might not, but at the end of the day, we all need each other. The conservationists, the zookeepers, the breeders. At the end of the day, we love these animals. We want to protect these animals. We want to keep these animals alive and off the endangered species list. We just might have different mindsets and different methods and different ways of doing it, but we all still need each other at the end of the day. So I feel like podcasts like this need to exist in the sphere. It shouldn't all just be breeder, 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 breeder. We need other perspectives. And then lastly, my true crime queen, the one that got me into true crime podcast, Miss Bailey Sarian. I've been watching her for probably 5 years. And she's been top 5 and top 10 on the other lists, the other past year's list. But she did Murder Mystery and Mayhem Mondays. That's what got me started on her channel. But now she started doing Dark History. And when I tell y'all need to watch Dark History with Bailey Sarian, because she gives history lessons, but in a fun, comedic way, a very entertaining, hilarious way, and you learn some things like the fact that who knows, watching a podcast about the history of bananas turn into a true crime, like some and drug lords, like people dying over bananas. Like it could be lotion, it can be makeup, it can be um she's even done a couple of conspiracy theory episodes and stuff like that, like, and she do it so effortlessly. Her comedic timing, the script writing, the jokes, just everything is great, but you still end up walking away learning something. Like she did the history of chocolate and stuff like that, or like a tissue paper company, and it's always something weird or crazy or like some type of behind the scenes criminal investigation going on. It's just crazy. She's done like the plague and things like that. So shout out to Bailey Sarian. I love her, both her shows, her Murder Mystery and Mayhem show and the Dark History. So if you haven't heard of Bailey Sarian on YouTube, she is the true crime queen, and she's the reason why a lot of these girls that do true crime and do their makeup, she was the originator. She was the first to ever do it. Bailey Sarian has been on YouTube doing her makeup and talking about true crime stuff since the very beginning, and all these other girls has popped up and copied her. She's the mother of it. She's the queen. So when you see girls doing their makeup and talking about true crime, they can all thank Bailey. She crawled so the rest of them could walk on YouTube on this platform. So shout out to her. Now that we've done the honorable mentions, let's do the top 15 podcasts because like I said, it was so hard to trickle it down to top 10. So let's get it. Let's see. Bear said, "My wife loves Bailey, and I think Maki loves her too." Yeah, Bailey is that. That's that bitch. I love her. He also said the red pill is so much fun to laugh at. Yes, the red pill boys, the manosphere, the Andrew Tates of the world, they are just comedy gold. They just hilarious, but they are stupid as fuck. And I hate that so many young boys are following them and like taking their word as gospel because that's how we get these toxic masculine folks, these incels. They'd be like, "Oh, women are the worst. Women hate us. They only want money." If that's the case, then why are so many women dating or married to broke motherfuckers? Like, come on now. Let's see. Let's see. Ba, 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 ba. Let me hold on, y'all. My slideshow wouldn't click. Okay, there we go. All right, number 15. Number 15 is a tie, but it's because both shows are on the exact same channel. It is Chris channel from Untamed and the Unhinged Podcast Network. Shout out to our boy Chris. We love y'all, but he has oh shit. Come on, stop moving, mouse. Stay there. We go. We have there's two shows, new shows that he dropped in 2025 that I really really love, and that is Vibes Up with him and Kat, where it's all positivity. They'll have guests on and they'll talk about, certain things in a reptile hobby, or they'll talk about the guest passion, whatever the guest is. If the guest is a spider keeper, they'll talk about that. If a guest is a snake keeper, they'll talk about that. If the guest is a photographer, or if the guest is a animal photographer, or if the guest is a vet, or whatever that guest is, they will talk about it. And it's all positive vibes, it's all educational, it's all love, and it's giving voices to so many people. Like, I've met and discovered so many people off this podcast that I did not follow and that I'm now following. So shout out to them. And then Kat also has her own show called Web Wonders, where they talk about spiders, arachnids. And I will say, since meeting Kat and following her and becoming good friends with her in all the different groups, it is so it's amazing how she has convinced me to love spiders, to the point to where when I get wild spiders in my house, or at that one time it was a jumping spider that got in my car. And usually if I see a spider, in the past before I met Kat, it was lights out. It was either the me or the spider. But now it's gotten to the point to where I don't kill spiders anymore. I no longer kill spiders anymore. I have a live-in roommate, a wolf spider, in my house, and I think it's a. I no, I don't think. I know it's a female because I found egg sacs in my house, and it kind of scared me. But I kept them. I just, I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm thinking about removing them safely back outside, but but like I said, a jumping spider got in my car a couple of months ago and I did not kill it. I pulled my car over off the side safely, and I safely got the spider out and put it out on a tree somewhere. And it did jump on me and I did freak out a little bit, but I didn't kill it. I kept it alive. And that's all thanks to Kat and her show, and all the guests and everybody who comes on and like educate us on the spot, like the same way we educate people on snakes and debunk myths. She and all her guests on her show has debunked a lot of myths that I grew up believing about spiders. So I am no longer afraid of the eight-legged monsters. I still got beef with the spider that bit me as a child, but I don't I don't blame any other arachnid because of that one spider that fucked me up. But I do love this show. Very entertaining, so much fun, and maybe one day, not this year, but maybe one day y'all might see me do an unboxing or me leaving a reptile show with an eight-legged baby. It might happen. Might be a grandma stoker, whatever you call them things. I love that spider. That's one tarantula I love, the grandma stoker mochas, whatever. So shout out to them. That is my number 15 favorite podcast to watch. Number 14. This is for the gays, days, and everything in between. It is called Fag Talk with T.S. Madison. Y'all know I'm trans. I'm openly trans. I'm a proud black trans man. And one of my favorite celebrities that's in the trans community is Miss T.S. Madison. She is a trans woman, and she has a show with her best friend Craig, who is just a gay man. And they are, when I tell about comedy gold, them two dynamics, Fag Talk is so good. And then they be so random. They don't have a set schedule. They just pop up one day and be like, yo, we finna go live. Something happened in the world. And they talk about everything. They talk about things that's happening in the world right now. They talk about pop culture. T.S. Madison is an actress and an entertainer. So, you know, when she goes on shows like RuPaul Drag Race and things like that, or when she's in like Tyler Perry movies and stuff like that, they'll talk about all that. Like whenever she gets back from working in LA or Atlanta or whatever. So it is so much fun. And Craig is a writer. He's written books and stuff like that. And I read one of his books, pretty good. But I love the fuck out of both of them. Like they are so amazing, and their show is so hilarious. If you can, if you want to, because people think that the LGBTQ community is so serious and a bunch of crybabies is so sensitive. Just look at the title. The title of the show is called Fag Talk. So, and I know I'm probably going to be flagged on this YouTube video for saying the phrase, but the word, but it shows that they don't take themselves seriously all the time. Yes, they will talk about some serious subject matters, like whenever something happened to a trans person in the community, but they always sprinkle in a bunch of love and laughter and jokes. And there have been times where I'm cleaning a snake rack while listening to them, and I'm like dying laughing, like, what the fuck did Madison just say? Or what did Craig just say? And then I have to stop and then go and put a comment in the chat and then go back to cleaning snakes. So, and I haven't missed a live. Whenever, and sometimes they go on random lives. In the middle of the night, and I'll be like, why are they live at 2 a.m.? But let me go and see what they talk about. It is crazy, but I love me some T.S. Madison, and so yeah, she is number 14. All right, number 13, we have the Chondro Corner on the Herp Collectors Network. Now, this was co-hosted by Jen and of course our boy Ro, Mr. Floppy. They will flip flop, alternate weeks. So one week you'll be Ro, another week you'll be Jen, and they'll bring people on in the chondro community, breeders, keepers, everything in between, and they'll interview them. And I love this group. I love this dynamic, and they really taught me a lot about chondros even before I got my first chondro last week. So it's great. I love them too. They both interview differently, have different interview styles, and I know that Jen is taking a break from podcasting. She's stepping down, and they're gonna have someone else help co-host with Ro. But I all 2025, I love their dynamic. I look forward to every episode and love supporting them. Even if I missed it live, I always go back and watch it the very next day. And I've learned a lot. And so shout out to Jen, shout out to Mr. Floppy Rowe, Mr. Short Shorts, Mr. Tiger, and shout out to Mike from Herb Collectors. This type of positivity, this type of education, and this type of talk from newer keepers, newer breeders, in the chondro world is much needed. And I really do appreciate and want to show my love for both of them. Father Dunn said, yes, Fag Talk. Get my children out of here. Yes, if you watch Fag Talk long enough, you know that quote. Get my children out of here. Oh yeah. Oh, Father Dunn, they did Craig accidentally let it slip that they're trying to do a show in Memphis. It hasn't been finalized but when they were announcing their tour, he did bring up Memphis, and so I'm definitely going if they come to Memphis for their tour because I need to meet her. I'm so jealous you got to meet her. I'm buying that VIP ticket. Oh, oh yeah, super dope. Banner, thanks for tapping in. I see you in the chats. I can't pull the comments up because I'm showing the slideshow, but I see you. Thanks for tapping in. Good morning. Mm, let's see. All right. Up next, we have number 12. Number 12. Nikki and Lace, my sisters from other misters. Sorry, y'all. I had to drink this coffee. It's getting cold. With their show, their Sunday show, Show Me Your Rack. Now, Nikki and Lace, if when they first started their show, they did trick me. I thought it was live, but it was pre-recorded. But they premiere it every Sunday, and it's every Sunday before Father Don's show. So I think it's either 11 or 12 a.m. my time, Central Time. But anyways, I always tap in and tune in and watch their show. Them two, like Lace always say, go together well like butt cheeks. The quotes that Lace be coming up with, the and one thing I love about their dynamic is that Lace is like the straight up comedian, but Nikki be slick funny too. But Nikki be that quiet funny. Like sometimes she'll say something off the wall, out of pocket, but it be you don't expect it. You be like, what the fuck? Like it just be so hilarious because we're so used to Lace being like the funny person, the one who comes up with the quotes like go together like butt cheeks and stuff like that. And they make watching the shows more enjoyable than the guest, then looking forward to the guests. Because you know, when you watch these shows, most of the time you watch these shows because of the guests. And the guests are great. Don't get me wrong, I love the guests. But I'd be looking forward to watching the show just to watch them two. Like if they do a show with just them two and no guests, I think it will still go just as great. But they have amazing guests on all 2025. And it's just been so good, so hilarious. I love them. They keep me engaged, they keep me laughing, and I wanted to give them their flowers and the snakes that's been shown on them shows, the racks that have been shown on them shows. So good, so good, so inspiring. And now Lace is an award winning, she won 15 minutes of lame. So she's an award winning breeder as well. So it's great. Congratulations to both of them. And I can't wait to see what all they bring us this year in 20. Number 11. Number 11 is five as far as shows, but it's all on the same channel. So Olay, the host right here with the green hat on, Olay, she has two shows, one called Olay and Friends and one called Olay and Chill. Now, Olay and Chill is really the podcast. Is where she'll have a guest on. They'll talk about different things, different subjects, different topics. And it could be over something crazy like it could be over a YouTube streamer doing something stupid, or it could be over characters of a reality show. But what I love about her show is that it isn't just it always leads, she always finds something educational or something inspiring or something intelligent on top of that. Like let's just say, for example, two people in a reality show get to fight. Somehow Olay and her guests on Olay and Chill will find a way to make what happened on that show educational because they go deeper. They don't talk about the surface level. They go deeper. Like, why would these people act this way? Why would they do what they did? And then they'll go into a whole conversation on mental health or a conversation on people doing things for attention seeking, or it'll go to a conversation on narcissistic personalities. Like she will find a way to educate a motherfucker on something that on surface you would think, oh, they about to talk about this crazy thing that happened on the internet. They about to talk about this streamer who did something stupid. They about to talk about this celebrity who woke up one morning and decided to tweet the N-word. Like, but she always found a way to find some education about it. And she is a She is a former lawyer. She used to work in law. And so a lot of times when conversations are happening, or why would this person do that, or why would this happen, like the whole Diddy situation, when people were talking about P. Diddy and making all those jokes and stuff like that, when she did her episodes on that subject, she was breaking down the laws and how technicalities and things like that. Like, yeah, he's like, yeah, Diddy is a horrible person. He's a horrible motherfucker. But these are the reasons, these are the legal reasons why he may get away with everything he done. And she was right. Almost everything she predicted, like, literally happened to a T, because she is a lawyer. Like, she knows her shit. And so I really do enjoy Olay and Chill. And then also Olay and Friends is her panel show that happens on Sundays, and that's usually Olay and Chill usually happen on Wednesdays, and on Sundays is when she has Olay and Friends. It's a panel show, and they go deep into black culture or black politics, and they talk about certain situations that happen. And again, it's very educational, and it comes from different perspectives. Like, she don't just sit there in an echo chamber talking with everybody who agrees with her. She also brings on people who may disagree, and they will have debates. Like, some stuff do get heated. Like, there was a show, as a matter of fact, the Laverne Cox trans episode, where word news got out that the trans actress Laverne Cox, she came out and told a story of how she once dated a man, a white man who was MAGA, voted for Trump, and how their relationship happened and how they broke up. Well, she brought Laverne on to have a conversation with actual trans people, trans women, and a non-binary man, and it got heated. It was a very emotional debate, but it was so educational. It wasn't like sensational to be sensational. Like, it really was a great deep conversation. By the end of the episode, I really feel happy that people in the trans community from all walks of life were able to have sit down and have a conversation of respectability politics, dating outside your race, dating straight people who might be attracted to trans people, and how sometimes those people, our partners, can be problematic, and they might love us but hate our community, or they might fetishize us. That was such a dope educational episode, and I felt so proud by the end of watching that. So shout out to Olay, shout out to Olay and her two shows. Every guest she's had on, I really appreciate it, and every episode has been amazing. So if you have not heard of her until today, go and watch it. Super, super dope. Now let's get to the 10. We finally made it to top 10. Let's see. Number 10, we have Double Clutch Mike from Herb Collectors with his co host Big E, Matt from Ebony and Ivory. Shout out to them. I love them two together. I love their conversations. They've had some dope episodes with some great topics. They usually they're like every other Saturday, right before Sophisticated Ignorance. And um usually every episode is a specific topic, a specific conversation. Like this past episode, they talked about the new, the new, I want to say, More from Heart competitor with Husbandry Pro, their new system, Reptile Ass. I was struggling finding the name. Reptile Ass. They talked about that. They talked about things that's been going on in the hobby. They talked about different just talk about so many different perspectives um when it comes to this reptile business, especially the ball pythons side of it. But I really do love both of their perspectives. I really love their conversations. When they do have guests on, it's always great. When they have Patreon episodes where they talk to members of the Patreon and talk about their collection and what their plans on doing as far as breeding goes. It's just all been good, very entertaining, and I really do love it. So shout out to Big Mike and Big Matt. Really do appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all continue to make great episodes. I'm gonna have to check out. Oh, they never heard. Oh yes, Father, please, please. I'll actually personally DM you the link to her channel. I think you will love it. I think you will love it, Father Dunn. We kind of on the same wavelength when it comes to people like her. Number 9. Speaking of, we got the father, everyday keepers. Now, I'm not saying this because it's my father, it's my gay father. I'm not saying this, but Everyday Keepers is the best reptile. It's like one of the best reptile shows, especially not just reptiles, but animals in general. And that's why I love his show, because his show is focusing on the keeper side. He doesn't give a shit about the breeder side. Like, yes, sometimes the conversations go and he has had breeders on, but he mainly cares about the keeper side, the animal rescues, the people who have farms, and people who have different type of, it's not just reptiles. We've had bird people, we had fish people, we've had guinea pigs. Oh my gosh, the guinea pigs, I never cared for rodents so much in my life. He has rat people, he had a rat lady on, and it wasn't talking about feeding snakes, like, no, like pet rats. And I fell in love with all those pet rats that was on that show. Man, beekeeper, had a beekeeper on. Like, Father Dunn did the damn thing in 2025. He brought us so much great content, so many great guests, amazing guests. I mean, what other show would you watch in the reptile hobby where the guest is sitting there talking and then the snake just bite her in the titty? Like, just strikes and bite in the titty, and she did not even flinch. She was just like, "Oh, I just got bit." Like, it was so hilarious. That was the highlight. That was the highlight of that show. I was dying laughing, man. Oh my gosh, man. And I really do appreciate his questions. Father Dunn is a great interviewer, and I really do. I love that he gives people a chance that we probably never heard of it. And even the episode when he brought his friends on from the dog community, the dog show community. Because if you don't know Father Dunn, he used to show dogs. He used to, he got his big babies. He got Swagger and Quake, and he used to show dogs off in professional shows. And so he brought some of his friends on from the community. And when I tell you, that episode had me rolling laughing, because them ladies he had with him, man, it was so good, so entertaining, and I've learned a lot. There has not been an episode of Everyday Keepers where I didn't learn anything. Well, the first episode, because that was me. I wasn't teaching shit. That was probably the only uneducated show episode he had, but it was still great, and I loved it, and I had an amazing time. So, Father Dunn, you are number 9, Everyday Keepers, and I know he's gonna go up in 2026. I just know it. I have this feeling in my bones, because Father is that dude. He said, "This show is dangerous for me. I want all the animals." Right? Like, this episode I got on the screen almost had me looking for a parrot to rescue. Like, I ain't gonna lie, but then I thought about it. I said, nah, I ain't got that type of commitment nor money. But it almost got me. Let's see. Santos said Dundee showed us how the passion for animals is all across the board, not just reptiles. And the interactions he has with the guests is, yes, it's amazing, hands down. Hell yes, Santos. I agree. I agree. Now, number 8. Number 8. Sorry, y'all, but ever since the election, I've been heavy into politics. Actually, I've always been heavy into politics, even before then, because I'm a teacher and I went to college, so I learned a lot. But when it comes to podcast listening, I've been listening heavy, and one of my all time favorites, because not only do they talk about real world shit and things that are happening right now today, is that it's very educational, it's very funny. Van Lathan is a fool. Of course, he used to work at TMZ, so of course he's gonna be a fool. And then he has his other host, Rachel Lindsay. She was the first black woman on The Bachelorette, and them two together, that dynamic, because you have the sophisticated Rachel with the dumbness and idiocracy of Van, but they're talking about everything from politics to black culture. Sometimes Van would just pop up and talk about a movie that he watched, but it's always so entertaining. It's also educating, and sometimes they get into, like this past episode, they got into a heated debate all over Aiden Ross of all people, and don't you, like, they got into a heated debate, and it was crazy. But I do appreciate their perspectives. I appreciate their knowledge. And when they're not knowledgeable on something, they bring guests on who are knowledgeable on that shit. They will bring people on to talk about whatever subject that they need clarity on. Like, there have been times where a news story breaks out, they'll talk about it, they'll give their opinion, and then the following episode, the person they were talking about, or the subject matter, or expert in the subject matter they were talking about, end up on the next episode to be interviewed and to clarify or debunk or to give us perspective of whatever subject that is. But I love it. They've been keeping me entertained, and they've also been keeping me well educated and woke. The real meaning of woke, not that made up meaning of woke that y'all do, but the real meaning of woke, mean being alert of things that are happening around us and the injustices of the world. Like, they really do that shit. So I love them. Higher Learning with Van Lathan and Rachel Lindsay. Definitely check them out. I like watching their videos on YouTube, but they do have an audio only. They do audio podcasts on all the audio sites, like the Apple Musics and the Spotify's and that shit. So if you can't watch the video, but I highly recommend you watch the video, because you get to see their facial expressions when shit goes crazy, or when Van say something stupid and you see Rachel's reactions. It is hilarious. I just be dying laughing because Van is a fool. Again, he used to work at TMZ, so yes, anybody who worked at TMZ got to be a fool a little bit. All right, we have number seven. Number seven, we have Tinfoil Fitteds, hosted by Post Malone and Wiz. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Can I be real with y'all? Can I keep it real? I used to always laugh and joke about conspiracy theorists. Like, to the point where I slick hated conspiracy theorists. And when people would come out and say a conspiracy, I'd be like, if y'all don't shut the fuck up. Like, honestly, I did. But then I met Posty. And I'm not gonna lie, Posty has been the most one thing I love about Posty, Will, is that he is a conspiracy theory, but he also is slick smart. And he also isn't unhinged. And he also is very chill with it. He doesn't be like, it's not a religion. He's just like, hey, I just think we should question this. Something don't seem right. My intuition. And that's good. Like, he still has common sense. You know what I'm saying? Even with all the weed he smokes, he has common sense. And so Will has really got me into conspiracy theories. And of course, Wiz is just entertaining all around. um, but it's just their dynamic together is just so natural, and they are they make it so people like me who are skeptics of the skeptics, skeptics of the conspiracy theories, they make people like me understand where they're coming from. And also they don't just stay stuck, they don't just shoot shit out the top of their head like the Pizzagate conspiracy and stuff. They actually go in a deep dive and do their research. They actually look up and do their research, and they will show some proof, or the best proof they can, given why they believe certain things. And of course, our running joke is that every conspiracy theory, whether it's the moon landing, whether it's aliens, whether it's Bigfoot, whether it's Santa Claus, it all boils down to religion. And religion trying to control the world. It is so funny. So highly entertaining. And these are the only foods that keep me up on the school night trying to watch their show on Thursday night. So shout out to Will and Wiz for Tinfoil Fitteds. I love it and I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun, a lot of entertaining. And watching it live, and being in the chats is so much fun. Us chats, us live chatters, we be running the conversations too, just with them. Like we hosting the show. It is just so much fun, especially me and Nick. Me and Nick be going crazy. Oh man, right? Orlando said 10-4 to be having me doing homework afterwards. Right, right, exactly. Let's see. Posty is the one and the two. One of my favorite people is about. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Shout out to Amish Will. That Santos said they made conspiracy theories fun by bringing a twist to the topic and linking the dots. It's legit. Them two together make a difference on how they build up the story, and it's definitely an interesting podcast. Facts, facts. I totally agree. I totally agree with y'all. Thank y'all. Let's see. Up next, number 6. Oh shit, number 6. Somebody call Randall. Randall about to cuss me out. I'm sorry, Randall. Number 6, we have Wiz in the Wiz Tang clan for sophisticated ignorance. Like I said, had this just been a reptile list only, they would have been higher on the list. But I have so many other podcasts that I watch outside of reptiles, and so they got knocked down to number 6. But I still love y'all. I love you, Wiz. I love the whole Wiz time. Him and Ro as the hosts, and then of course the whole clique, the whole Patreon group, everybody hopping in on the panel, having a good time. We've had so many memorable moments, and then so many quotables, and of course the people in chats. We just be wilding out. It just be a party. Sophisticated ignorance is a fucking party. It's not just a podcast. It's a party, and I love tapping in. Even on the episodes that I don't tap in, I'm still watching live from wherever I'm at. Like I will be tonight. Now I'll hop on tonight because I'm not doing anything. But if I were doing something, you best believe I would still be in the chat talking shit with y'all on sophisticated ignorance. It's so a lot of fun. And for anybody who hit the replay of this show or stumble upon this show in the future, if you don't know sophisticated ignorance, please tap in every Saturday night to watch it. Go to Wiz Constrictor's website, not website, YouTube channel, and we will be there and watch all the episodes. It's so much fun. In the last episode, he made a thug cry. I've been shedding a lot of thug tears, but he made some thugs cry with his Wiz award show, giving everybody their flowers that he love and appreciates, and we love and appreciate you, Wiz. So thank you so much, Mr. Caw, Mr. Al, cutie Owls. You did number 6 on purpose. Actually, I did it, but I'm running with it. So yeah, we'll say I did it on purpose. I know Randall about to kill me. Oh, him and Big Double L, they gonna be like first Prince, now Wiz. I know, I'ma get it. I'ma get it. All right, number 5, we have Double Toasted. Now, I've told people plenty of times because I believe they were number 1 last year. If they weren't number 1, they were number 2 last year. Corey and Martin, these two have been the inspiration of why I started reviewing movies back in 2019. I've been watching them for so long, so many years, to see black men who built their community and built their podcast up from scratch. First, they've always been critics. They've been critics for years. Probably while I was still in high school. And not only that, but they both started in animation. Their outside jobs is animation. So Corey has done some work on some animated films, working with Disney, Warner Brothers, all this other stuff. So he is a true animator. And he's worked in Hollywood, and Martin has too. They've all worked like behind the scenes of things. And so they know the insides and outs of Hollywood. And so I've been watching them for so many years. And so when I decided to when I decided to do Snake Cinema reviews back in 2019 and start reviewing movies, going to see the movies and reviewing and watching, they were my biggest inspiration. They are like the godfathers to me. They've been my heroes, and they are the perfect example of why representation matters. Because growing up as a kid, even in college, in film school, and getting my degree in film and video productions, every critic that I saw in mainstream were all white men. You didn't see other colors, other perspective. You didn't see women a lot growing up, reviewing stuff. And then when it came to like the internet and digital publications and magazines finally coming out with more critics and more opportunities, it was great to see because they started off with a company called Spiegel. That's where they started before they did their own thing and made up Double Toasted. um, it was great to see representation like black men coming out and giving reviews of all different movies. They don't just do the mainstream, they do independent films, a lot of stuff. And to see their perspective of former animators, graphic designers, cartoonists, and turned critics, it's just been a very inspiring story to speak. So I love Corey and Martin. I hope to one day meet them because they, like I said, they are the godfathers. They are the reason why I do what I do now. And their production is quality, is A1. They are hella funny. Those two dynamic, they are so hella funny. And they have multiple shows. They go live almost every day of the week with different shows. So they don't just review movies. They have a show that comes on Mondays where Corey and some other hosts just react to silly, stupid shit. Like it's almost like America's Funniest Home Video. Like they'll watch some TikToks or they'll watch something go down, and it's always hilarious, it's always comedic, it's always fun, and it's great, it's amazing. They're in Austin, Texas, and a lot of times they'll do live shows and stuff, so hopefully one day I'll go to one of their shows and get to meet them in person. But yeah, those are the dudes, and I love, and they also got a show, I believe they do on Wednesdays with uh, different co-hosts where they roast movies. They'll roast bad movies. They'll have the community, they'll have their fans vote on what bad movie to roast. And lately they've been doing a lot of Tubi movies, which is hilarious. And they will roast the shit out of those movies and react to them. And it's so much fun. And so I love Corey and Martin. I love Double Toasted. If you've never heard of Double Toasted, please go tune into their channel. And they'll do the podcast live on their website, doubletoasted.com, and on Twitch, but he will later break up those reviews in separate, smaller videos. So if you can't sit and watch a long form podcast, um, just watch the Double Toasted YouTube channel. He always separate the reviews, the movie reviews or the TV reviews and stuff, their own separate videos after the show. But I like watching them live. I don't watch it on Twitch. I watch it via their website. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. And it's so much fun. It's so much fun watching it live, but it's also fun going back and watching after he done edited and chopped it up and put it on the YouTube channel. So shout out to Double Toasted. You guys are those dudes. Love y'all. Oh, thank you, Missy, for dropping the link. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Up next, number 4 is a podcast that popped up on my radar. I don't know when he first started, but he popped up on my radar this in 2025, like summertime, and I've been hooked ever since. I'm like, I don't know this motherfucker, but he is amazing. He is funny. He be crashing out, and when he crash, y'all think I go on rants? Y'all think I be crashing out, Wiz? Hell no. You need to watch Deontay Kyle crash out on certain subjects. Um, with the Grits and Eggs podcast. Shout out to Deontay Cal and Big Cat, his co-host and editor, videographer. Like those two together, they are hilarious. He is I don't know if I think he's a former truck driver, um, turned podcaster. He started doing this full time, and he always encourages. One thing I love about him is that he's always encouraging people, especially black people, black men, to go after trade instead of I mean, he's not saying don't go to college. He supports colleges, he supports education, he supports school, but he also supports, instead of spending money going into debt, how about you spend money and learn a trade? Because you'll get paid a lot quicker. And then, and you'll make more money mostly doing trade than getting student loans and go to college, and then you might not get a job with that degree. Like, he's very realistic about life, so he's always encouraging people to learn a trade, um educating yourself, even if you don't go to college, educating yourself on all things. And he is just his, I just love his perspective and knowledge on things. And then when he gets in his political bag, like situation that happened in Minneapolis, like the moment that happened, I was like, besides, oh shit, that's fucked up that that happened to her, but I was like, they gonna go off on grits and eggs. Like, Deontay Kyle is going to crash out and it's gonna be a crazy episode. And so when he reacts and discuss this, and it's just been it's been great. And then he also do a Friday show. He has two shows. He has the Grits and Eggs podcast that happen on Wednesdays, and then he do a Friday show where he'll have a guest on from all different walks of life. It could be artists, music artists. It could be like this picture at the top is one of my favorite episodes. He had a black therapist on there, and they'll talk about therapy. He has doctors, lawyers, so many different guests from so many different walks of life, entrepreneurs, people who, you know, built their own companies from the ground up. And he interviews them, and the questions he asks them and the conversations, how they flow, it's just been effortlessly. It's amazing. I always end up walking away learning something that I did not know. And so, shout out to Deontay Kyle and Big Cup Cat with the Grits and Eggs podcast. Super, super dope. I love them and I highly recommend them. Number three, we got OTP, Off the Plank podcast, hosted by DJ Brian Banner and Brandon. I love y'all. Y'all really kept me entertained on Tuesdays. Um, it's always been fun. It's always been great. And I love and respect y'all for not being afraid to get a little razzle dazzle, a little controversial, even if y'all don't try to. It's just like y'all ask the questions that people are scared to ask. Or y'all, y'all talk about things that people would rather keep on a hush hush. Y'all like, nah, fuck that. We need to talk about this. Like, why are y'all acting like this on why are reptile breeders doing this? Like, why do y'all, y'all ask the stuff we be asking in private behind stage. And I really, really like that. I love the dynamic. I love that y'all keep it real, and y'all don't care what people say. Y'all don't care about being ostracized. Y'all don't care about people hating. Y'all just yourselves. Y'all true to yourselves. Y'all true in your own skin, and I appreciate y'all. And the rest of the community appreciate y'all. Like, people tune in for OTP. Even if they don't say shit, they tune in for OTP. And I really do love and appreciate y'all. So y'all are number three. Appreciate y'all real quick. Oh, let's see. Oh, Randall, quick check in before I go ultrasound these 40 plus ladies out there. Oh, shoot. Good luck with that, Randall. And I appreciate you, number six. You have a great day as well. And good luck. I hope them girls are building them follicles. That's a lot. 40 plus females. Big Matt, thanks for tapping in. If you just now coming in, hit that replay, hashtag replay gang, because y'all made the list. Y'all made the list with double clutch. Appreciate y'all. I'm not gonna tell you what number though, but y'all made the list. Banner said we love you too, Unc. Fuck they feelings. I'm not gonna. Oh, it's okay, Banner. We still love you too. We still love you too. And I hope you click back in, even though you're not hosting anymore. I hope you always click in, because we need your funniness and your perspective as well. Yeah, Chris, he said Randall have fun with that. That's a lot. Yes, it is. Look, I ultrasound for the first time uh the other week, and just doing one snake. I was like, is that eggs? Yes, that is eggs. But what I was questioning myself, I was like, what the fuck? 40. Ooh. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, we're going down. We're crunching down. Let's see number two. Who made number two on my list of best podcasts of 2025? Yeah, it's my girl T.S. Madison again, but this time it's with um her interview episode on iHeartRadio. It's called The Outlaws with T.S. Madison. Now, this is a new show that she premiered last year where it's not like her and Craig where they just shooting the shit, talking crazy, wilding out. This is more a professional show where she interviews people from all walks of life, mainly people who are indeed outlaws. They don't have to be in the LGBT community, but a lot of the guests were. But ever since the very first episode that she premiered with her interviewing Miss Tina Knowles, and for those who don't know, that's Beyonce's mom. That was her first episode of her interviewing her on her new book. And that was such a great episode, so entertaining, so amazing. And then every episode after that, it just kept getting better. I was like, damn, you started with Beyonce's mom? Like, what could be better than that? And then the next episode, it was someone else crazy. And the next episode, it was so I was like, T.S. Madison and her guests are she, whether she's picking the guests or the production is picking the guests, it is crazy, but it's so lighthearted. It's not like the way she asks questions and the way she interviews people is so different. She don't just do a simple interview like tell us how you grew up and y'all. No, she don't do all that bullshit. Like she starts off with telling her guests to pop they shit because a lot of times, and this is her explaining it, not me. A lot of times people are told to be humble. People are told to be quiet, to shut down and stuff like that. And so she tells her guests, now on this show, you're gonna pop your shit. Like you're gonna give yourself flowers and pat yourself on the back. And so, and it goes from there. Like after that, it just goes from there. And they the conversations always go great, amazing. She's had so many people from artists to models to drag queens to just any and everybody, actors. It's just amazing. um and I've been entertained. I have not missed a single episode since the premiere. I always watch them and I love it. And it always comes on Thursdays because those are the days that I always go to the gym. And so while I'm working out, if I'm not listening to music, I'm watching The Outlaws. In this last episode that she had Lath Ashley, which is a trans man. And he was actually one of the first trans men that I followed on social media after I came out as one. And I love me some Lath Ashley. And to have their conversations, a trans woman talking to a trans man, and having an interview and talking about so many things in our community, identity, life, love, dating, all that shit. Like that was such a dope episode, and I really do appreciate that. And it was so good to see both of them together, having just a dope conversation, a lighthearted but yet very educational, nuanced talk. And so I really do appreciate that. Thank you, Mitzi, for putting the link to that show. I appreciate you. Yeah, yes, you're right, Father Dunn. She still gets crazy because it's just TS. That's just Madison. She can't help it. She gonna get crazy. She gonna say some outlandish things. But you know what I do love, Father, is when the guest's reaction. Like she'll say something crazy out of pocket, and they be trying not to laugh at her. They be trying their best not to laugh at her, but they can't keep a straight face with her ass because she is just stupid. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Lath, yeah, man. Lath is one of them dudes is the reason why I'm bi. People be like, you know, they're confused that I'm a bisexual trans man. And it's like, because men like Lath exist. Like there are certain men, like don't get me wrong, I be talking shit about men because it's just fun to do, especially the red pill people. But when you see men like Lath pop up, I be like, damn. Like I love women. I love women, and I know I'm gonna marry a woman one day. But people like Lath is the reason why I still like men. I get it, Father. I'd be like, damn, you fine. Pause, no pause. Yes, pause. No pause. All the pauses. But yeah. Oh man, but yeah, T.S. Madison, the Outlaws podcast. And like I said, she don't just interview people in the LGBT community. She interviews a lot of different people. Like one of my favorite episodes is Orlando Jones, the actor who was on and let go of American Gods. He played Anansi in American Gods, and they did talk about that whole situation and how he was let go of American Gods because the people were hating and bullshitting. But that episode was so amazing, and I love their conversation. And it's good. I love when Madison do talk to allies and people who aren't in the community but cool with the community, because it shows that hey, we can all coexist. Like Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mom, she's not gay. She's not in the community at all, but she's an ally. And because her brother was gay, that's who Beyonce dedicated the whole Renaissance album to. And so it's good to see ally straight people and non-straight people together, having good, honest, and loving conversations and just being cool with each other. It's good to see that people just being cool with each other and normal with each other, and not all this political bullshit of they hate this, they hate that, you are weird, you're we ain't got time for all that bullshit. So shout out to T.S. Madison. As crazy as she is, she really is a positive light in the community. I don't care what nobody say. I ride and protect TS with a quickness. So let's get down to my number one podcast. Who has had me in a chokehold all 2025? No skips, no missed episodes, always supporting no matter what. Who is calling me? Y'all know I'm in Florida. I'll do this later. Let's see. Then we have number one, the Jam Podcast, JAAM, and the Jam stands for all the hosts' name. Please don't ask me to say it because I don't know all their names. But these are young black. They're not millennials. They're Gen Z, I believe. They're younger than me. They're like my nephew's age generation, whatever. But these are four young black men who aren't from Chicago, who aren't afraid to talk the hard shit. They talk about politics, they talk about fashion, they talk about life, they talk about everything under the sun, but from a Gen Z perspective. And I give them mad respect because they're not afraid to go at the people who are against black people, people who are against any marginalized community. They're not afraid to go against this administration. Like they be going and they be doing it in their own way, their own style. And they, like I said, when they rant and when they crash out, it ain't nothing. I'm nothing compared to them. I'm like, damn, calm down, boy, before the feds come after y'all. Y'all better calm down before the feds come after y'all. But they be speaking the truth. They tell the truth, and they're not afraid. And again, we talked about earlier about the red pill guys who always are like fear mongering and self hate and being uh toxic and stuff. These guys be going off on the red pill guys. They call them for what they are: losers, incels, losers. These young teenage boys who be doing mass shootings, they call them losers. They call them for what they are. And I love it. I love tuning into their episodes, and I give them mad respect. And it's good because people like them, young men like them, let me know that the future is going to be all right. Because sometimes I look at the young generations and I'll be like, damn, I'm kind of worried about the future. But then I tune into the Jam Podcast and I see these young men. Like I said, they're around my nephew's age, so they're Gen Z or whatever. They're very young, um, but to see them so highly educated, but also have a sense of swag and street smartness to them. They're not nerds. I mean, they have some nerdish elements to them, but they still got that street swagger, that because they're from Chicago. They still got that hip hop flair to them. Not just their style, but how they talk and their lingos and stuff like that. But again, they're very smart, intelligent black men who aren't afraid to call things for what it is, call out the grifters, call out the losers, call out the incels. And then they've been having some great guests like this, like the Christmas episode. They had Vic Mensa on there. the rapper. And Vic, I love me some Vic Mensa. I'm always if y'all watch me on Instagram, I'm always reposting Vic Mensa videos where he grab an apple off his tree in the backyard and talk about whatever political stuff he want to talk about. And it's just so amazing. Again, I just discovered these boys. I don't know how long they've been podcasting, but I discovered their show last year and I've been hooked ever since. So shout out to the Jam. These young men let me know that the future is going to be all right. As long as we keep having young black men like them educating kids of their generation and letting them know, hey, these internet wars, these online games, this bullshit that they feeding y'all, don't listen to that. This is what the real world is like. And they always stick up for the community, especially in Chicago, because you know Chicago's been villainized as much as any major city and stuff. And they always like they come out with the facts because they are there, they are living there, and so I appreciate them so much. And this past episode they just had about the whole thing that happened in Minneapolis and ICE and stuff like that, like they made me proud. I'm like, yes, they made me proud. I love and appreciate them. So shout out to the Jam Podcast. They are the number one podcast for me. I'm giving them their flowers because they deserve it, and I hope they continue to just spread the knowledge, share the knowledge, and keep people educated, especially their generation, the boys that look there, their age, that look up to them, and keep them out of the whole red pill manosphere, toxic bullshit. Because we need less of Andrew Tate's and more of these guys. And less of Aiden Ross's and other bullshit incel little boys that think money is the only thing that like. Anyways, I digress. But let me stop sharing and get to the chat because I've been neglecting y'all. I'm so sorry. Let me stop sharing and take this off my screen. All right, we back, motherfuckers. Thank you, everybody. Let me go back and see if I missed anyone in the chats. I thank y'all for tapping in. So let's see. I think I've been keeping up for the most part. Let's see. All right, so yeah, so thank y'all so much for tapping in. That is it of the best of 2025 series. It's been fun. I done gave y'all my favorite movies, my favorite music, my favorite podcast, even some TV shows. I appreciate y'all. It's been an amazing, wonderful episode. Amazing, wonderful year. And I really love what I do. I love doing this podcast. I love um, just sharing my love and passion for everything, the entertainment business, especially the entertainment business, the movies, the music, all that shit. Um, I I just really love sharing my passion, and that y'all like watching me share my passion. I'm not. Sometimes I'm not sure why y'all are watching me so much, but I appreciate it. I really do, um, and I thank y'all so much. Let's see. Any housekeeping news? Thank y'all. And shout out to everybody who made the list. And again, if you didn't make the list, don't be upset. It was hard. It was hard to dwindle this shit down. It was very hard to knock it down to 15. But I tried. I do. And keep going. Everybody just keep going. When you do your shows, whether it's on Reptiles or not, just keep going. It's a lot of fun. Like, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. It's a wow ride. Uh, Thank y'all so much. Tonight, tune in Sophisticated Ignorance with Wiz on his channel and the whole Wiz Tang gang. And then Sunday, I will be traveling tomorrow back home to Memphis, back home to my animals. So I'm gonna let y'all know right now, I'm gonna miss majority of the shows tomorrow, but hashtag replay gang. I will be watching the replays, but tap in. Father None, Everyday Keepers. And then after that, tap in. No, first of all, tap in to Show Me Your Rack with Lace and Nikki. Then after that, Father Don with Everyday Keepers. Then after that, F&A Balls with the Serpent Sunday show. And then, yeah, just support everybody. Watch everybody's stuff. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I will see y'all tonight on Sophisticated Ignorance. But first, I need to go and continue to celebrate this beautiful medal. So I'll be going to, I haven't decided which hotel I'm going to, but I'm going to one of those Disney hotels and eating at their restaurants, treating myself to a nice meal and take some pictures and meet some characters again and all that jazz and show off my medal just like everybody else. Again, this morning, the people ran the half marathon. Congratulations to y'all. Hope y'all had a great time. Hope y'all were safe. And congratulations on y'all medals. And I can't wait to see y'all rock y'all medals today. And then Sunday, as I'm headed home, those who are running the full marathon, good luck. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the running community, the Run Disney community. Shout out to the reptile community. Um, yes, a nice celebratory meal. Yep. I'm gonna be a little fat boy today. I done earned it. I done burned a lot of calories. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I will see y'all tonight on Sophisticated Ignorance because I'll most likely be sitting in this Airbnb trying to fit all of this shit in my suitcase and my carry-on bag because I only bought 2 bags with me. And I'm not trying to pay Spirit Airlines for another one. So I'm going to be struggling while we do Sophisticated Ignorance. But after that, I'll see y'all this coming Thursday on the Shenanigans podcast. And I will see y'all. And then again, Snake Cinema podcast. I'm be honest with y'all, I have no idea what the fuck I'm gonna review next week, but we will figure it out together. You will find out when I find out. But yeah, probably gonna be a documentary. I haven't did one of those in a long time. But anywho, okay, yeah, DM me, Banner. Let me know. Yeah, hit me up. I'm not leaving the Airbnb for like another hour or two. I'm gonna try to edit as much as my vlog as I can before I head out. But anyways, I love y'all. Thank you, Mitzi. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate y'all. It's been a wild ride, both the podcast and the running stuff this trip, but I'm having a lot of fun. I'm enjoying myself. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Oh, shout out to the sponsors, ENT, Orlando, and TJ. Thank y'all for everything. And before we go, let me run that sponsor ad one more time. I love y'all. Have a good one. Be creative. Peace out.
Episode